How awareness turns ordinary men into strategists. Most men are reactive. They live moment to moment, response to response, crisis to crisis. Something happens, they scramble. Someone attacks, they defend. A problem emerges, they panic. Strategists are different. They see everything coming before it arrives. They read patterns others miss. They anticipate moves 3 steps ahead. They operate with a level of awareness that makes them seem almost psychic. The difference isn't intelligence. It's not experience. It's Zanshin, the art of lingering awareness. And once you understand it, you'll never move through the world the same way again. Picture a samurai archer in feudal Japan. He stands before his target, a small wooden disc suspended 50 meters away. He nocks the arrow, draws the bow, his muscles taut with controlled tension. Everything narrows to this moment. Breath, aim, release. The arrow flies. It strikes dead center. Perfect shot. But here's what separates the master from the student. What happens after the arrow leaves the bow? The student relaxes immediately. Shot completed. Target hit. Job done. He drops his stance, turns away, starts celebrating or preparing the next arrow. The master does something different. He holds his form. Left arm extended. Draw hand at his cheek. Eyes locked on the target. Even after the arrow has struck, even after the outcome is clear, he maintains complete awareness. He observes the arrow's flight path, notes how the wind affected it, watches how it embedded in the target, assesses his breathing, his stance, his release. Only after this complete observation does he lower the bow. This is Zanshin, lingering mind, continuing awareness. A student once asked his archery master, "Sensei, why do you maintain focus after the arrow is already released? The shot is complete. What is there left to do?" The master replied, "The shot is never complete. A warrior who believes the action is finished the moment the arrow leaves his hand will never see the enemy approaching from behind." Zanshin means your awareness continues before, during, and after every action. The moment you assume it's over is the moment you've already lost. If you've ever been blindsided by something you should have seen coming, a relationship ending, a business deal falling through, a crisis you didn't anticipate, hit the like button. This principle is about to show you how to see what's coming before it arrives. This isn't just philosophy. This is survival strategy that's been tested for centuries. In battle, the samurai who relaxed after landing a blow was the samurai who got cut down by a second opponent. The one who maintained awareness, who saw the entire battlefield even while engaged with a single enemy, was the one who survived. In chess, the amateur makes a move and waits to see what happens. The master makes a move but is already reading his opponent's body language, tracking time on the clock, anticipating 3 different responses and planning countermoves for each. Zanshin isn't about the moment of action. It's about the state of mind that exists before, during, and after action. It's vigilance without panic, awareness without anxiety, strategic presence that turns ordinary men into players who seem to operate in a different dimension of time. So what exactly is Zanshin? Zanshin, Kanshin, literally translates as remaining mind or lingering awareness. It's a fundamental concept in Japanese martial arts, but its applications extend far beyond combat. At its core, Zanshin is the practice of maintaining full awareness before, during, and after any action. Most people only have awareness during action. They're present when they're engaged in the thing, but before it starts, they're distracted. After it's complete, they've already moved on mentally. Zanshin is different. It exists in 3 phases. Phase 1, before action, anticipatory awareness. You're not just preparing to act. You're reading the environment, anticipating variables, identifying potential threats and opportunities before they manifest. The samurai approaching a door doesn't just open it. He pauses, listens, observes. Where are the exits? Who might be inside? What's the ambient sound level? What feels off? This isn't paranoia, it's strategic presence. Phase 2, during action, present awareness. You're fully engaged in what you're doing, but your awareness extends beyond the immediate task. You're seeing the whole board, not just the piece you're moving. The martial artist engaged with one opponent, but peripherally tracking 2 others. The negotiator making a point but simultaneously reading micro-expressions and body language. The driver navigating traffic but constantly scanning mirrors and blind spots. Phase 3, after action, residual awareness. This is where most people fail. They complete the action and mentally check out. Task done. time to relax. Zanshin says, the action may be complete, but the situation isn't. Maintain awareness. The archer who holds his form after releasing the arrow. The samurai who doesn't drop his guard after striking. The CEO who watches how people respond to his decision even after the decision is announced. This continuing awareness is what separates strategists from reactors. The Stoics practiced something similar, though they didn't call it Zanshin. They called it premeditatio malorum, premeditation of evils. Marcus Aurelius wrote, when you wake up in the morning, tell yourself, the people I deal with today will be meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, dishonest, jealous, and surly. They are like this because they can't tell good from evil. That's not pessimism. That's Zanshin. He's anticipating what's coming so he's not caught off guard. He's maintaining awareness before the action even begins. Seneca wrote, the man who has anticipated the coming of troubles takes away their power when they arrive. Translation: awareness eliminates surprise, and surprise is what destroys most men. In Zen Buddhism, there's a related concept called mushin, no mind. But here's the paradox. Mushin isn't about having no awareness. It's about having such complete awareness that you're not fixated on any single thing. You see everything without clinging to anything. A samurai with mushin doesn't focus on the opponent's sword hand. He sees the entire person, stance, breathing, eyes, intention. His awareness is total, not narrow. Modern psychology confirms what ancient warriors knew. Situational awareness is the strongest predictor of performance under pressure. Studies of elite operators, special forces, fighter pilots, emergency responders show they all share exceptional situational awareness. They see patterns developing before others notice. They anticipate problems before they become crises. They operate with a time advantage that seems almost supernatural. But it's not supernatural. It's trained Zanshin. Zanshin has 3 key characteristics. 1. Vigilance without panic. You're constantly aware, but you're not anxious. Awareness doesn't mean fear, it means readiness. 2. Pattern recognition. You see the same situation enough times, you start recognizing it before it fully develops. Zanshin accelerates pattern recognition because you're actually paying attention. 3. Strategic positioning. Because you see what's coming, you can position yourself advantageously before most people even know the game has started. This is how ordinary men become strategists. So where does Zanshin matter in modern life? Everywhere. In negotiations. Amateur negotiators focus only on what they're saying. They're so locked into their own arguments that they miss everything else. Zanshin-trained negotiators are reading body language. They notice when the other person leans back, disengagement, when pupils dilate, interest, when breathing changes, stress. They hear what's not being said. They observe who's texting under the table during breaks. They're not just negotiating in the moment. They're gathering strategic intelligence that will inform every subsequent move. In finances, most people only pay attention to their finances when they're actively managing them, paying bills, checking accounts, making investments. Zanshin means maintaining ambient awareness of financial patterns. You notice when spending is creeping up before it becomes a crisis. You see market trends developing before they're obvious. You recognize when a client relationship is souring before they actually leave. You're not paranoid about money. You're strategically aware, which means you make better decisions with better timing. In dating and relationships, most men miss obvious red flags because they're not practicing Zanshin. They're so focused on attraction or the excitement of a new relationship that they don't notice patterns. Zanshin means you're observing. How does she treat service workers? How does she speak about ex-partners? How does she handle stress? What are her patterns when she's upset? You're not looking for perfection. You're gathering data. And data lets you make informed decisions instead of reactive ones. In training and fitness, most people get injured because they ignore signals their body is sending. They push through pain, ignore fatigue, don't notice form breaking down. Zanshin means you maintain awareness of your body during and after training. You notice when a muscle feels different, when your recovery is taking longer, when your sleep quality drops, when your motivation changes. This awareness prevents injury and optimizes performance. You catch problems early instead of after they've become serious. In street safety, most people walk through the world completely oblivious. Headphones in, phone out, zero awareness of their environment. Zanshin means you notice who's around you. You see the guy who's been behind you for 3 blocks. You notice the group congregating ahead. You identify exits before you need them. You read the energy of a room before entering. You're not paranoid. You're aware. And awareness is the difference between being a victim and being someone criminals instinctively avoid. Now let me give you 3 practical drills for developing Zanshin. Drill 1. Exit awareness. After completing any task, pause for 5 seconds and observe your surroundings before moving on. Finished a meeting? Don't immediately check your phone. Pause. Look around. Notice who's talking to whom. What's the energy? What did you miss while focused on the meeting? Completed a workout? Don't immediately leave. Pause. How does your body feel? What worked today? What didn't? What needs attention? Sent an important email? Don't just close the tab. Pause. Reread it. Imagine how it might be received. Anticipate responses. The principle: the action isn't complete until you've observed the aftermath. Drill 2. Pre-action questioning. Before any significant action, ask yourself, if X happens, how will I respond? About to have a difficult conversation? If they get defensive, how will I respond? If they cry, how will I respond? If they attack, how will I respond? About to make an investment. If the market drops 20%, how will I respond? If this goes to 0, can I handle it? If it doubles, what's my exit strategy? About to start a new relationship? If this doesn't work out, how will I exit gracefully? If it gets serious, am I prepared for that? If there's conflict, how will I handle it? The principle: anticipating scenarios eliminates the shock when they occur. You've already decided how to respond, so you don't have to make reactive decisions under pressure. Drill 3. Post-action reflection. After any significant action or event, take 5 minutes for structured reflection. What worked? What went well that I should replicate? What didn't work? What failed or underperformed? What did I miss? What signals were there that I didn't see until after? What's next? What's the logical next move or potential next problem? The principle: reflection converts experience into wisdom. Without it, you repeat the same mistakes because you never actually learned from them. Practical application schedule. Morning. Before starting your day, practice anticipatory awareness. What challenges might arise today? How will you handle them? Throughout the day, practice exit awareness. 5-second pause after completing any task before moving to the next. Evening. Practice post-action reflection. What did you learn today? What patterns did you notice? What's coming tomorrow? Do this for 30 days, and Zanshin becomes automatic. You stop being reactive and start being strategic. Here's the fundamental difference. The loud man reacts. Something happens, he scrambles. He's always surprised, always caught off guard, always behind the curve. Life happens to him, and he's in constant catch-up mode. He makes decisions in panic because he never saw it coming. He gets blindsided by relationship problems, financial crises, career setbacks, all of which had warning signs he missed because he wasn't paying attention. The silent man anticipates. He sees patterns developing. He notices when someone's energy changes. He reads the room before entering. He positions himself advantageously because he saw the opportunity before it became obvious. When crisis hits, he's not surprised. He anticipated this scenario and already decided how to handle it. When opportunity appears, he's ready because he saw it coming 3 moves ago. One survives, the other dominates. The samurai who practices Zanshin doesn't just win the duel. He avoids the duel entirely because he saw the conflict developing and positioned himself to make it unnecessary. The strategist who practices Zanshin doesn't just respond to market changes. He anticipated them and positioned himself to benefit. The man who practices Zanshin doesn't just react to relationship problems. He saw the patterns early and addressed them before they became crises, or he exited gracefully before things turned ugly. This is the power of awareness. Not paranoia, not anxiety. Strategic presence that gives you a time advantage over everyone operating on reactive autopilot. Your challenge? Starting today, implement one drill: exit awareness. After every completed task, pause for 5 seconds and observe before moving on. Finished this video? Pause. What did you learn? What will you implement? What's next? Finished a conversation? Pause. What did you notice about the other person? What patterns emerged? What should you be aware of going forward? That's it. One drill. 5 seconds per task. But do it consistently for 7 days. You'll be shocked how much you've been missing. How many signals were always there that you weren't seeing? How much strategic advantage has been available to you if you've just been aware? If you're ready to develop strategic awareness, if you're tired of being blindsided, tired of being reactive, tired of operating at a disadvantage because you're not paying attention, subscribe to this channel. We're building a community of men who see what's coming before it arrives. And if you want the complete 7 Zanshin drills, the full training protocol, the awareness exercises, the pattern recognition techniques, and the daily practice schedule, text ZEN to 325-378-6868. You'll get everything you need to transform from reactive to strategic. This is the silent CEO method. We don't react to the world. We read it. We don't get surprised. We anticipate. We don't survive. We position ourselves to dominate. We practice Zanshin because we understand. Awareness is the ultimate competitive advantage. The next video appearing on your screen will take you deeper into the principles that separate ordinary men from masters. Click it now and continue building the mindset of strategic dominance. Remember, the archer holds his form after the arrow strikes. The samurai maintains awareness after the blow lands. The strategist sees 3 moves ahead, not because they're smarter, because they're aware. Train your awareness. See what's coming. Become unstoppable. This is the way.